Now, if you go by age, you can't argue LeBron has more hardware than MJ up to that point in his career. Although James played 4 more seasons than MJ up to this age, he also won 1 more MVP, won the same amount of titles with now 5 more finals appearances, and he can get further ahead of Jordan's pace with another title this year. So we now say good morning to NBA analyst Ryan Russillo. So where are you now on LeBron versus Michael?
I actually thought it became more of a real conversation when he came back down 3-1 against Golden State. Now, for those of us that are incredibly stubborn about this, and there's a lot of people watching and listening to my radio show, they're not having it. They don't want to hear it. 6-0 is 6-0, and what is happening here is LeBron is chasing something that is not obtainable, because as soon as you take an L on one of that finals resume, which he has multiple on, even though he was an underdog and now 6 of 8 of his finals matchups, like, he just can't ever possibly catch that. So I've always thought when you're just looking at their abilities and who these guys are and what their impact is, there really is no separation. But if he were to get another one as an underdog again against this Golden State team that's been probably the best regular season team over a 3-year stretch we've ever seen, then, you'd like to think people could have more of an open mind about it.
Let's talk about this specific Warriors team. When you look at the 6 rings that Michael attained and the teams he faced, and the LeBron games in the finals and the 7 teams that he faced, now this is the 8th different team. Mm-hmm. Is this the best team of the 2 that these guys will face?
I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, look, the Jazz teams are good. Yeah. The Sonics were good. That Phoenix team with Barkley was really, really good. Maybe the best of the 6 teams that he beat. He was an underdog to the Lakers that first time, and Portland was a pretty good team. But, again, the way these odds are sometimes set, too, is that the Lakers are an accepted team, more likely to get more action on their side of it. But this Golden State team, we're talking 73 wins and then adding Durant.
The MVP?
That's insane. So if he were to get this one, especially considering it's not like Golden State's first run at this. Like, Golden State, I've said this the whole time, they should be so mad going into this matchup. They shouldn't need any other motivation for the fact that they've been ridiculed by the entire NBA world for a year for what ended up happening in their collapse. And then to have everybody dislike them for adding Durant, there shouldn't, like, if you're not ready to go game 1 with all of that anger, I mean in a good way, then what do you need?
You keep saying, though, that the Warriors are the team that lets you back in, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, and can go there.
They're a weird team in that they turn the ball over a lot. I mean, it doesn't make it impossible. I mean, when they won that title, they turned it over. There's other teams that have turned it over that still win titles, but they do have this weird thing of, like, almost becoming bored in competitive games. Okay, we're up 20. Well, now you'll be back up 10.
Make it a little tough.
Right. You can't do that with Cleveland, obviously.
Okay, we're 2 days away, all right, and we are stuck in that place.
Yeah, it's like
where
Super
this
Bowl
topic continues to linger and linger. Are we getting this topic right, or should we throw in another guy like Magic Johnson when we're talking about, the period of the last 40 years?
Well, it's a really good question, okay? Because when I used to think about Magic, and I used to be a bit more of a contrarian when I was younger, I'd be like, why am I just supposed to accept that Michael? Like, it's only Michael, and we can't talk about Bill Russell's rings. And you're like, all right, fine, it's less teams. But when I used to think about Magic, I would go, I think 5 Magics would beat 5 Jordans, because you'd look back at what happened to your Sixers.
1980,
right? Magic, because of an injury, having to play center, and the numbers that he put up, you go, who else could ever do that and be this evolutionary type point guard and then play center? But he's also somebody, too, I think in those 12 prime years, he played in the NBA Finals 9 times. Like, that's stupid how great that is. But because Magic is never really accepted as in that conversation with Michael, it's just kind of what we do, right? Mm-hmm. That's the target LeBron is chasing, and that's why we're not comparing him to anybody other than Michael.
But you think we should maybe open the door to Magic?
Yeah, I think Magic actually gets overlooked too often in this conversation.
Absolutely. And he's the product of Michael and Magic together. In a lab, that's where you get LeBron.
Which is pretty good, too.
Right?
Nice pedigree.
Ryan's going to be